look in his eyes like, what did he just do? He made that choice, and it's official.
You at WrestleMania. Let's go!
So yes, it's official, guys. Jey Uso picks Gunther for WrestleMania 41 World Heavyweight Championship. So with that going on, great way to kick off Monday Night Raw. Let's move on to the next part of the show. Damage CTRL versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. Very intense match. We had Iyo Sky had the intensity, had some near falls. Raquel Rodriguez was a good part in breaking up the near falls. She saved Liv Morgan plenty of times. Liv Morgan and Raquel also had the great chemistry. Dakota Kai is her first match back from injury, and this is good though. But we had Iyo Sky got the pinfall on Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan was like real bloody and stuff, real toe up there. But other than that, very good match. It was a great match though. Next match, we got here a qualifying match for Elimination Chamber. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. This was a great match, guys. Great technical match between two great women. Bayley, the veteran, Lyra Valkyria, the current Intercontinental Women's Champion. And this is the first time they ever face each other. I like how Lyra reversed the Rose plant and Bayley reversed Lyra's stuff. They did a lot of roll-ups, near falls, but at the end of the day, when Bayley got Lyra hit on the rope, she got with a roll, and that was it. Bayley defeated Lyra. They hugged each other afterwards, and you could tell that Bayley definitely has a high respect for Lyra Valkyria. But this was a great match, though. Very, very good match by these ladies. They did their thing. Next match on the card. Well, segment, I'm sorry. AJ Styles has a promo. He returns. He talked about how his injury been rough on him. He's ready to be back. His career's winding down, but he's still going. He's still the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. But we had Dominic Mysterio come out. Him and Carlito. Dominic insulted AJ, and AJ told Dominic, "You just Rey Mysterio punk kid." And then AJ attacked Carlito. He attacked Dominic, and he hit the phenomenal forearm on Carlito. But we gonna see a few between AJ Styles and Dom, and also with a backstage face-off we saw as well. We saw plenty of stuff going on during backstage, but I think this is gonna be good because not only we saw that, we did see AJ Styles did a face-off with Kaiser. So we saw that backstage. And he also did a real good face-to-face interaction with Braun Breaker, the current Intercontinental Champion. So we're going to see what's going to happen next. But other than that, this is AJ Styles. He's back on Raw. We'll see what happens next. Now later, see what we had a tag team match for the tag team championships, World Tag Team Championships. War Raiders versus American Made. This was a solid match too. War Raiders, they held it down, and Creed Brothers definitely did their thing too. But the match ended disqualification. Once Creed Brothers know they couldn't beat War Raiders, they hit them with the belts and they attacked them, and that was it. This is far from over with this feud. I do see American Made, which is the Creed Brothers, whole goal like Chad gave a promise, because he took time off. He said he would like for Creed Brothers to get tag team gold and Ivy now get the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So it's gonna be good though. Next, we had a promo of CM Punk. He came out to talk about Elimination Chamber, the qualifying guys. He mentioned John Cena. He's fixated with John Cena. He talked about Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. Logan came out with that horrible new interesting new song. Did not like it. By the way, Logan, remember when CM Punk said, he made fun of Kevin Owens by losing to Logan Paul WrestleMania last year. And Logan, he rebounded and say, well, I eliminate you from Royal Rumble. And, and CM Punk said, don't worry about me right now. I'll see you in the chamber. I'll make you go to sleep. Right now, let's focus on your match, which is the main event, and that is against Rey Mysterio. And he gave Ray his props. CM Punk and Ray shook hands, and this was the main event, guys. So this was Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Very good match. Ray was did his best to keep up with Logan. Logan did that good spinning thing off the rope, but it was not enough. That everything Ray tried to do wasn't enough. Logan Paul gained the victory over Rey Mysterio, and yes, he is now qualified to be in the Elimination Chamber match alongside Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and John Cena. Only 2 more slots left, and we know that's going to be next week. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins on Raw. SmackDown is Damian Priest versus Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu triple threat. But that was the end of Monday Night Raw. Let's see how the show came out and about. What's my review of the show? This is a very good show. Raw has been on fire. We had 2 great qualifying matches for Elimination Chamber. The same about CM Punk, which we see AJ return and Dakota Kai return. Great women's tag team match. But let's move on to let's talk about what went wrong with Monday Night Raw. So let's talk about it. What were the things that I saw on this show? Well, let's see. One thing I did see, now a couple things I didn't like. AJ Styles' promo was mid. I didn't like his promo. I didn't like his promo at all, guys. I thought it just was not. AJ Styles, when he returns from an injury, whether it's an ankle injury, whatever injury it may be, it's kind of the same old song with AJ. I didn't like that at all, guys. And, I thought it could have been a little bit better, but I get it. AJ, he just wanted down his career. It's just a wrap for him. But we see that, though. Still could have been a little bit stronger in the promo. But what do I know? I just was not feeling it too much, if you ask me. Was not a fan of it.
You know what's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
All right, so that was one part of this thing I did not like. I mentioned this not too long ago, but I gotta mention it again. Logan Paul theme song was trash. I didn't like his new theme song. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it at all. I really thought it could have. And this is the whole Def Rebel situation. I talked about this. I talked about this before. And I talked about this on Toss Ring Scandal. It's not a good song. It's not a good song. Because CM Punk, you don't say, whose song is this? And he was right. He came up with this crap. He came with this crap song. Because it is garbage. He one line when they said that, I was definitely not into the song. So I thought it was horrible. Thought it could have been a little bit better. But what do I know? Maybe some people like it. But you guys let me know if you like his new theme song. I was definitely not a fan of it. And he can go back to his old song. Much better than this one.
You know what's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So that's another thing I didn't like. Another thing I didn't like on Monday Night Raw. Another thing that kind of irked me in a way. Iyo Sky, we saw her backstage with Rhea Ripley. She was granted a title match, the Raw after Elimination Chamber or before, whatever it is. I think it's before. This is the Raw. I think she said the Raw before, right after the Chamber. Now I understand that Rhea Ripley accidentally cost Iyo Sky a match last week. I understand that Iyo was upset, and I know Rhea gonna win on her way of saying, "I'm not giving this to you because I feel bad for you. You earned it and all that's one do it." But it's still not a good story. It's like a pity party for Iyo. Not a fan of that.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So that definitely made the list. But I was not a fan of that at all. But That's the issue I saw what went wrong with Raw. Let's move on and talk about what went right with Raw. Because there are some things I liked about this episode. Um, I said before I say it again, Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, best match of the night, in my opinion. I really was a fan of these two working together. The work rate was at an all-time 1,000. Definitely good. So this was very solid. I like how this went well, but this was good. And I like I will only wait to see if they have more matches in the future. But other than that, this was good. I like the work these ladies put in. And I would like to see Bayley challenge Lyra Valkyria again for this time the Women's Intercontinental Championship in the future. But only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Yeet.
All right, that's one thing I saw that was good about Raw. Another thing I saw that was good about Raw as well. I know it's kind of a recurring thing, but it's a good story. Roxanne Perez showing up on each Raw. It continues the story with Bayley. Every time Roxanne Perez shows up, she shows up when Bayley has a match, whether it's on Raw or SmackDown. And I think it's going to continue a great build between these two. And of course, a potential match between Roxanne, who looks up to Bayley as her role model. This is good. This is very, very good. I can't wait to see where this goes. So this is an A+ in my book with this story.
Yeet.
So that's another thing I saw great with the show. Another thing I did like as well on top of that. Another thing I like too, besides the Roxanne and everything, it's the obvious. We all happy. We knew it was going to happen. Let's be honest, Jey Uso picking up at WrestleMania. We're finally get the one-on-one match. They it's only fitting for Jey to challenge Gunther. Jey and Cody is a great story too. I'm not denying that. It's a great story being built. Well, the big story is Jey versus Gunther. The whole underdog losing, especially when he lost a week before Royal Rumble to Gunther at Saturday night's main event. This would definitely complete the story. Jey will finish his story in WrestleMania 41.
Yeet.
All right, and that's all I have for what went right with Raw. Also, you guys check out the review of the show if you haven't already. Let's see what people are saying about Monday Night Raw. We got 80% of people giving it an A, 12% giving it a B, 6% giving it a C, and 1% D or F. So let's move on right along. Let's move on to current news in the wrestling world. The current news is, guys, if you haven't heard already, Tony Khan releases AEW talent. Now, it's 3 men that's no longer under AEW contract. They're no longer being held hostage, as we know. And the names are Ricky Starks, Miro, formerly known as Rusev, and Aleister Black. That was known as Malachi Black. I think this will be good. I'm glad these men are gone. The question is, with this current news, should WWE sign these talent? Should these 3 men get signed to WWE? Now, we know that Miro and Aleister Black were previously with WWE. We know the history with that. But Ricky Starks has never been signed to WWE. He's known for being in NWA. He's also known, of course, just had his run in AEW. And we gonna see. We gotta see if it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. I would love to see how they're going to do that with these 3, if they want to do it. But they've been removed from the page. They are no longer on the roster page. You will not see either 3 of these men on there anymore. I know some people, they really are like, they have mixed emotions about these 3 being gone. There was some people talk crap about all three of these guys as far as not being in AEW anymore. So everyone's, I think it's good because it was not working AEW for these men. But like I said, some people may feel otherwise to why WWE should not sign these men whatsoever. Let's see what people are saying about these three individuals in particular. On social media, one person said, well, they said about all these guys, Malachi Black didn't want to put people over / has an ego. Ricky Starks has said rejected creative that was given to him. Miro didn't want to put over people / has an ego. AEW didn't bury these guys, they buried themselves. I disagree on that one. For Malachi Black, as far as that goes, Malachi Black and Tony Khan never really clicked. They never really, got on the same page. We are aware of that. So that just wasn't going to work. He was in that stable House of Black. The house always wins. That's the whole slogan with that. With alongside, Julia Hart, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. So that was not going to work from the get-go, as long as you kept him in the stable. Ricky Starks, he didn't mind putting people. He rejected creative because it was silly storyline, and he knew it was going anywhere for his character. Now I heard reportedly that Tony Khan did not want to listen to his ideas of what he had as a character. So I heard he was shut down time and time again for what I've heard or rumored. So that didn't work. And Ricky Starks, we know he's linked to CM Punk in WWE and Cody Rhodes. So I definitely could see him in WWE. He's actually close to Cody Rhodes. And they said, he went to Royal Rumble last year on WrestleMania, one of the events he went to. They said it really wasn't the same between him and Tony Khan afterwards. The relationship kind of deteriorated during time. Led to the point where Ricky Starks wasn't even on TV since March of 2024, almost a year now. And he was a tag team champion with Big Bill. And I think Ricky wanted a singles run, which he really did not get like he wanted to. Miro, he was the TNT champion. He probably didn't want to put people over, but I don't think it was the ego. I think Miro's the same situation with Malachi. He just did not click with him. And there was no creative plans for him either. They said that he didn't want people over. There was no creative plans for Miro. Miro was not even on TV for the longest. So I kind of disagree with that too. And like I said, they're removed. They are no longer on the AEW roster page. So best of luck to these three men. But which one of these three men you want to see in WWE or return to WWE? Honestly, Malachi Black, I definitely want to see in WWE. Ricky Starks, I definitely want to see in WWE. And yes, Miro, all three men will work well because Malachi Black, we need that dark character again, especially after Undertaker. We still don't have that. They tried Bray Wyatt. We know he's no longer with us. So he fills the spot perfectly. He is a void there. Malachi fits that. Ricky Starks, he could be the young Rock. Now some people call him a knockoff Rock, but I think he'll play the character well. We do like a young Rock. And I think he could even may fit to maybe some with the final boss for all we know. You never know. Miro, we don't have a Russian heel, a Russian character as a heel, a foreign heel that's a Russian. We don't have that. He worked out well at WWE as Rusev, a United States champion, the Bulgarian, Rusev. He worked out perfect. So I think that'll work out well for him as well. I think they could really take it somewhere with that. And we know Malachi Black and Miro were connected to Triple H back in NXT days. So Triple H has a relationship with both of these men already prior. Ricky, no, he's never been in WWE, but he is connected to CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. They're also good with Triple H. So these three men I could definitely see going somewhere in the near future. I definitely see what they can do with these men long term. But I know WWE just released a lot of people. That's been spoken about. And that might be the reason why, because the reason I say that because maybe they made room for these men to appear on the roster. You never know. You never know what the case may be at the end of the day. That's just a thought. Just a thought. I think this will work out perfectly if you have all three men come to the roster. I know Booker T spoke on his podcast saying that he don't know much about Ricky Starks. He would like to see more of him, because he doesn't follow AEW. He said the same thing about Ethan Page and Ethan Page and plus from NXT. Ricky Starks could definitely be good at NXT, not so much go to main roster immediately. So, but Booker T, he don't know Ricky Starks is good. I like Ricky Starks. He had a good match with CM Punk with a strap match with Ricky Steamboat as the special guest referee or enforcer back in Collision before CM Punk was released due to the whole All In fiasco with Jack Perry. I think that'll be good though. Definitely good. But you guys let me know what you think. Yeah, with that being said, let's switch gears. We're gonna move on to the bonus round and we're gonna talk about why the mid card title scene is bland. So let's get to that. Let's talk about the whole deal with that. So give me a couple minutes to get this ready. All right, guys, we're here the bonus round, guys. Now, what we're going to talk about here, we're going to talk about why the mid card title scene is bland. Now, we're going to talk about the men's and women's, but let's go over the women's. Now, with the women specifically, we're going to see why that this mid card don't be defended enough, and we're going to talk about all four titles. We'll talk about all four people as champions, and we're going to see why there's an issue in WWE of why these titles are not. There's no story with it enough. Why is there no stories being built with these characters? So, first off, let's talk about, like I said, the women's division. Now we're talking about this because it's two brand new championships. We got the women's United States Championship and the women's Intercontinental Championship. But let's focus on the women's United States Championship first. Now, when we talk about that, we're talking about Chelsea Green. We're talking about her as champion. We're talking about how she won the championship back in December. So we know with that, she really hasn't done much with the championship. If you look here, with story-wise, oh, that's the wrong one. Excuse me. If you look here with the Women's United States Championship, if you looked at Chelsea really had no story. The only story she had since she won back in December of 2024, she defended the title twice against Michin. One of them, the last one she had was on the 3rd of January, 31st. I'm sorry, the 31st of January, and it ended in DQ. It was a 6-minute match. Not long at all tell the story. That's what she cheated, and she always used Piper and Ivan for the story. Now the other time she did defeat her 8 minutes back in the January 10th episode. So we know that as well with Chelsea Green. But besides Michin, I think a new story should be told with Chelsea Green as champion. Because I think when you do like that, I think it's going to make more sense. Because it'll bring more. You want to bring prestige to the title since Chelsea is the first champion. We got to keep that in mind. She's the first champion, the inaugural champion. This is a brand new title. With this going on and no story being built, it really don't bring no prestige to the title. It really doesn't do anything. It's bringing it down more than anything else. It really is. And I don't like it for it to be like that because this is something that, the fans have been asking for. And I asked for it too, but if it's gonna be done like this is not gonna work as Chelsea as your Women's United States champion. I mean, other than Me Chin, which we know is so predictable now, she really hasn't done nothing significant to elevate this title in a story. And it's not her fault. It's definitely down to creative. And SmackDown is on the 3 hour show now. So we saw that too, but I just don't see how they're gonna really push this enough. And Chelsea being champion is really not doing anything. And I think, it's just not working. It's not working right now. She got the character down, Miss America, the Karen-esque type, but she come off as a Karen with the character. But I just don't see it. I don't see how this is going to really build anything. I don't see it. But let's move on to the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We're talking about Lyra Valkyria, who just won the belt now. Now, she won it actually the Raw Netflix debut at the tournament, defeating Dakota Kai. Now, she didn't have the belt. Chelsea had the belt for 60 days. She had her belt for 30. So with her championship, she has not. There's no story built because she has never defended the belt yet. She's never defended the belt yet at all, and that's unfortunate, though. It really is. I'm trying to see. We Lyra, like I said, a great talent. I'm not denying her talent. I'm really not. We know how talented Lyra is. Trust me, I watched her NXT. Definitely a talented girl in the ring. But the issue I have with Lyra, my issue, she's in Elimination Chamber qualifying matches and other qualifying matches, but she hasn't done nothing since she won the belt. Now she had the belt now for 30 days. I think she just made a month. Or coming on a month. She's coming on a month now. But that's nothing she's done. She needs some contenders, and we got women on Raw. It's even out. They need to another thing creative. They need to build a story for Lyra Valkyria to defend her title. If they do that, I think it'll be fine. I mean, she had a great match with Bayley. Well, we need to see her defend against Bayley and other women for that championship. We need to see more of that, and they need to get that going. They really need to push that. I think they push that more, it would be an amazing thing to do. That definitely needs to be done. But only time will tell how they're going to do that with Lyra Valkyria as champion. But like I said, she's a great talent, but it's coming off like the title is a prop if they'll do anything with that. It's coming off as a prop now, and that's the last thing we do not want is for the belt to come off as a prop. So hopefully they're working on building a story with Lyra Valkyria as well as Chelsea Green. Because these titles, honestly, if they're going to push these titles like that with these two and no story, I would say nix both of these titles and just create one mid-card title to defend across Raw and SmackDown. NXT have their own belt already, which is doing well with the Women's North American Championship. Instead of having two separate women's mid-card titles, just have one if you're not, defend against all women across both brands. If you're going to book the way you've been booking both these champions, I'm just saying. Because it's not going anywhere. Chelsea almost 2 months. Lyra Valkyria 30 days. Let's do some creative. Let's get some going. The sooner the better. Now, I'm going to move on, switch gears. We're going to talk about the men's mid-card title scene. So we're going to talk about the Intercontinental Champion. And we're going to talk about Braun Breaker. Now, this is his second run with the Intercontinental Championship. He lost first to Jey Uso, then he won it back from Jey Uso. Now, he had a great story with Sheamus. He defended recently at Saturday Night's Main Event. Great story. It seemed like he's going to be losing it to Sheamus at WrestleMania whenever they fight again for the title. But the thing about him, let's see what he's done with his story since he won it. Because he's won a belt quite some time. Now, he won his back in January 21st. Well, January 21st, it says. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me, October 21st. So he's had the belt now for, it was on Monday Night Raw at Philadelphia episode, 19-minute match. He defeated Sheamus by DQ. He had one defense, then a triple threat he had at Survivor Series War Games with him and Kaiser. Sheamus and Kaiser and Braun Breaker, great match. Then he defended once against Kaiser, 18 minutes. That was on the December 16th episode. That was the last match he had in the 2024. And recently, just like I said, Saturday Night's Main Event on the 25th of January. So he had one-on-one matches with Sheamus once, Kaiser once, and once in the triple threat. So other than that, I think Braun Breaker, who had a great NXT Championship run, his story has been lackluster. Besides Sheamus, he needs some more contenders. Especially look at Braun. Braun needs all the competitors he can get. But we gotta see how they're gonna do this later on. And last but not least, let's move on to Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, Shinsuke, he is the United States champion. Now, when he came back, he had a brand new character, different theme song, etc., etc. Now, he kind of lackluster story. He did defeat LA Knight at Survivor Series War Games. I think this is his third United States Championship run. But he has no story besides that. He defeated it once, and that was on the January 10th episode against LA Knight, and it was a DQ. And I think this is when the Bloodline interfered. Jacob Fatu, well, not the Bloodline anymore, but Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. But since then, there's been no story with that. And he's held to the belt now for almost 3 months, 2.5 months. He won the belt shortly before Chelsea won hers. Chelsea's 2 months, he's about 2.5. But he got to have a story built around him. He needs a story built. So hopefully they do something right with that. Because Shinsuke had a great when he came back, great kickoff when he came back. But other than that, it's been, kind of lackluster. And I think that's the problem creative when it comes to, they all about the men's world heavyweight championship and the women's world championship, the WWE title and the WWE women's championship. But when it comes to the mid-card champions, it's simply put, none of these champions have a story. That's the problem we have right now. They don't have a story. They don't have a story at all. That's the problem. And if they don't continue to build a story, the championships that we see, they're not going to have prestige. They're either never going to have it when it comes to the women holding new championships, since Chelsea and Lyra are the inaugural champions, or they're going to lose prestige like Shinsuke's belt and Braun Breaker's belt. Because Gunther did great with the Intercontinental Championship, and I want to say LA Knight United States run was okay. It was terrible. It was okay. And also Rey Mysterio had a great run with the United States belt before Logan Paul beat him. So they got to continue to do that. I think they do that, that'll be fine. But other than that, though, that's all I have for why the mid-card title scene is bland. You guys let me know if you think the title scene is bland. Do you think it's okay? Or they need to create more story. They need more storylines. Similar to build pop-up, guys, you guys click the links below. You already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.
Something happened this weekend, and I've been struggling with it since I retired. but this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it was fun. Obviously, it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and